Welcome to another entry in the history of Mortal Kombat. Last time we covered 3 characters in one video, mainly the Zaterran Syzoth, known to many as Reptile, everyone's favorite green Mortal Kombat ninja, and the 2 characters closely related to his world, Chameleon with a C and Chameleon with a K. I covered their origins within the games and the quest to restore the Zaterran race to its former glory. Today I'll be covering everyone's favorite red Mortal Kombat ninja, the telekinetic, supernaturally powered magical creation that contains countless souls within its being, Ermac.
You have shamed the souls of your ancestors. Which of my ungrateful kin are within you?
Before we get started, I'd like to express a huge thank you and shout out to all of my Patreon members for your continued support. You guys help keep these videos flowing consistently, and if you'd like your name up here too, get exclusive sneak peeks at upcoming content, detailed updates, behind the scenes, access to the Discord exclusive channel, and early access to my big videos, go to patreon.com/GamerThumbTV or click the link in the description to get started. And now the history of Mortal Kombat, Ermac, the Collection of Souls. The origins of Ermac are much older than his actual first appearance in the series as a new combatant. In fact, Ermac's origin stretches all the way to the very first Mortal Kombat game, all the way back in 1992. As many gamers my age experienced throughout the 90s, the Mortal Kombat community latched onto any rumor swirling around of mystery unlockable characters, nude codes, finishing moves that didn't exist. Anything and everything was thought of, and 90% of it was pure BS. And the development team behind the Mortal Kombat series were master-level trolls that fed the behavior with little teases found within future entries, until the imaginary became real. Now, to understand where Ermac came from, first it's important to understand how arcade machines worked. Arcade owners bought arcade cabinets to make money and get a fat return on their investment, hoping that kids would fill machines with quarters. And many of these boards gave arcade owners access to the game's internal audit menus by flipping certain dip switches detailed in the arcade's manuals. These menus basically controlled the game's functions, to a point. Many times they included diagnostic tests to make sure the game was functioning properly. Sometimes owners could adjust the difficulty level of the game, how many coins it required for a credit. They could look at the usage stats, all sorts of options. While in the original Mortal Kombat arcade game in the game's audit menu, there was a listing for an option called Ermacs. As of the game's 3.0 revision, Ermac was listed under Reptile Battles. And so the rumors began. If you read those 2 phrases together, it would read, Reptile Battles Ermacs. So of course, this meant that there must have been a secret character called Ermac, hidden within the game somewhere, still undiscovered and waiting for players to find him. One fan, identified as Tony Casey, wrote into Electronic Gaming Monthly magazine with claims of encountering this secret combatant. It's never been proven if Tony Casey was even real or just a creation of the magazine itself, but to prove the claim, he even provided a dark, grainy Polaroid as evidence. His story, boasting some bold claims, reads, "I am a big fan of the arcade game Mortal Kombat. In fact, I could beat anybody I've ever played. I was the first kid in my neighborhood to find Reptile. About 6 months ago, I was playing the game, and before the fight started, this red ninja jumped on the screen and said, 'I will fight you near the statues.'" Now, interestingly enough, years later, in the MK2 reimagining Shaolin Monks, Ermac actually is a secret fighter you face by examining the statue in the Warrior Shrine multiple times. Anyways, Tony's account continues. "About a week ago, I was playing against my friend Bob Shields, and we were both playing Johnny Cage. I beat him double flawless victory using only punches, then suddenly the red ninja jumped on the screen and said, 'I am Ermac. You will never defeat me.' He kicked my #, and the game said Ermac wins. Bob had a Polaroid camera with him, but the store was dark and the picture didn't come out very good." Another note, isn't it convenient that this mysterious Bob Shields also happened to have a camera at this exact moment? Tony continues, exactly how do you get to fight Ermac? Because we keep trying to get him to come back. I think it has something to do with the warrior shrine. Has anybody else found him? Well, to answer Tony's question, no. Nobody else found him, because he was lying. He made up the whole story. But that didn't stop the magazine from responding. The rumors on Ermac are running rampant ever since we printed the most wanted trick in the October issue number 51. The letters have been pouring in. Still, nothing has been definitely confirmed on the correct method in finding Ermac, but we called Midway and Ed Boon has confirmed that Ermac does exist. He would not, however, tell us how to get to Ermac. At the time, players had no choice but to invent their own stories, such as you needed to play the Sega version of the game over and over with Scorpion, and then that would make the screen flash red with a message saying error macro. Then Scorpion would turn red, becoming Ermac, all lies. As time passed, the rumors only got more intense. Mortal Kombat 2 released, and more rumors for a Red Ninja, some referred to as Red Robin, appeared complete with fake photos. The Malibu comics, which had really weird depictions of the Mortal Kombat universe in general, also included a Lin Kuei warrior that looked like a mystery Red Ninja. Midway themselves kept it going by including little hints within the games, including secret messages within Mortal Kombat 2, such as Ermac Who, and a set of scrambled words that when they were de-scrambled spelled out, Ermac does not exist. Ironically, this was the only thing about Ermac that was true at the time. He did not exist. Now going back to the origin point of the Ermacs listing in the Mortal Kombat arcade. Ermacs was just an abbreviation for the term error macros. A macro is a single instruction in a computer that would automatically expand into other instructions in order to perform a specific task. An error macro pops up when there's an error in that set of instructions. To put it simply, Mortal Kombat co-creator wrote a macro in the original game that would catch errors in the game code, and the arcade menu kept track of the data. In fact, Mortal Kombat wasn't even the only arcade that had Ermacs listed in that menu. So did other Midway arcades like Smash TV. But at the time, fans weren't even aware of this explanation. Nor did it matter. Ed Boon purposely kept the true story secret in hopes that fan speculation would continue. But eventually, something had to be done before the urban legend of Ermac simply ran its course. He had to cross over from myth to Mortal Kombat reality. After the release of Mortal Kombat 3, arcade owners were starting to see a dip in arcade machine traffic, as home console ports were starting to get better and releasing sooner. In order to appease them and breathe new life into the Mortal Kombat 3 arcade, an updated version of the game, Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3, was released. It included additional characters, additional stages, and Ermac made his first official appearance. The real Ermac was a palette swap ninja, inheriting the rumors of a red warrior, armed with green energy projectiles and some telekinetic powers. His story wasn't even fleshed out yet. The game just describes him as an unknown ninja that's been hiding since the first tournament. Literally explains nothing else about the character. But over time, Ermac has built a legacy and fan base of his own throughout the years, going from just another ninja character to a combatant with a unique storyline and appearance of his own. He's quite simply a fan favorite. Although he has missed out on several entries throughout the series, he's been referenced and included all over the place. In the animated series, Mortal Kombat Defenders of the Realm, he shows up with a bunch of other red ninjas, and I guess the idea was that he had hot laser powers. He shoots red beams that could melt ice. He does not do this in any game. Like many new MK characters early on in their history, nobody knew what they were doing with them. The story took its form as the series progressed. A fact supported further by the Mortal Kombat Annihilation live-action movie, where he's one of Shao Kahn's goons, and for some reason Noob Saibot flows outside of his body like liquid and takes form. It's really weird. Also in live action, he showed up years later in the second season of the Mortal Kombat Legacy web series fighting Kenshi, and looking more like a decrepit figure covered in tattered rags. And that's the creation of Ermac, one of the strongest examples of an urban myth becoming a real part of the Mortal Kombat storyline. But what is Ermac's story? What's the mystery behind his powers, and why does he refer to himself in plural form?
We are Ermac, as are we.
The The Enigma known as Ermac isn't just one person. He may appear in the form of a single individual, but his body is more of a containment vessel housing countless souls, all existing together and controlling the whole. Ermac was the creation of Outworld's ruthless Emperor Shao Kahn. He used his dark magic to bring together the life force of extinguished warriors from all over Outworld into a single collective being, loyal to his rule. Ermac became one of Kahn's most powerful weapons, and he used him to carry out special missions in secret. During one of those missions, Ermac encountered a young warrior named Shujinko that was unknowingly working to help resurrect Outworld's previous ruler that Shao Kahn deposed, Onaga the Dragon King. Ermac was sent to the Netherrealm to hunt down the demon Ashra, who was attempting to redeem herself by slaying many of Shao Kahn's allies. But Ermac had difficulty navigating through the realms without a magical soul stone.
What manner of beast are you?
I am no beast. I am Shujinko from Earthrealm, and I am in search of a powerful demon. I have an acquaintance who wants to deal with him.
As commanded by the Emperor Shao Kahn, we search for a powerful demon as well. But we are bound together by sorcery, and the lower planes of this realm drain magical power. Our bond, our strength, is fading. We fear that we will not have the strength to destroy our enemy.
Why do you say we and our?
We will explain later if you help us. There is not much time.
I will most certainly help you. What must I do?
Help us find a soul stone. A large red monolith covered with ancient runes. We can replenish the magic power that binds our souls together and continue our trek. Do this for us, and we will reveal to you our knowledge of combat as payment.
I will search for the soul stone.
Shujinko assisted Ermac in locating this soul stone, which allowed him to travel deeper into the Netherrealm. And as a reward, Ermac shared the history of the portals found throughout the realms and their connection to sorcerers of times past. With the soul stone in his possession, Ermac came into conflict with his target.
At last, I will defeat the demon Ermac. Your death will bring me closer to purification and ultimately my release from this realm.
We are no demon. Surely you can sense that we are not of your kind.
Nonetheless, there must be some evil residing within you, or you could not have entered the Netherrealm.
Enough. You have killed many of Shao Kahn's allies in your quest to purify your soul. You will pay for your insolence. Is this the sum of your might, Ashra? It will take much more to defeat us.
And more you shall receive!
Sometime afterwards, during the events of Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3 and Trilogy, Shao Kahn invaded Earthrealm after 2 straight losses in Mortal Kombat, with a massive army of his warriors. Ermac participated in the attack on Earthrealm's forces, and in his non-canon Mortal Kombat Trilogy ending, Shao Kahn successfully destroys all opposition and absorbs Earthrealm's souls. But the souls inside of Ermac collectively decide that they can't trust Shao Kahn. It was only a matter of time before he would absorb them as well. So Ermac turned against his master, and the overwhelming force of legions of deceased Outworld warriors was too much for the Emperor. Shao Kahn was destroyed, and Ermac decided to rule in his place with his own special brand of oppression. In the canon version of events, Ermac never turned against Kahn, and Kahn was defeated by Liu Kang, sent back into Outworld beaten and weakened. After the failed invasion, Ermac wandered Outworld, still under Shao Kahn's mental control, but at the same time, with no master or purpose. Prior to the events of Mortal Kombat Deadly Alliance, the blind swordsman and agent of Earthrealm's newly established Outer World Investigation Agency, Kenshi Takahashi, came across the lost Ermac while he was investigating Outworld. In a moment of pity, he decided to help Ermac and used his own telekinetic abilities to break the hold that Shao Kahn had over him. For the first time, Ermac had free will, and the collection of souls would decide their own fates. With gratitude, he returned the favor and taught Kenshi how to improve his abilities and taught him the telekinetic slam. From then on, Ermac decided to break away completely from his past and become a force for good. During the events of Mortal Kombat Deception, the warrior Shujinko unintentionally helped resurrect Onaga the Dragon King. After Onaga's return, he resurrected Earthrealm's combatants who'd been killed fighting Quan Chi and Shang Tsung's deadly alliance, after the pair of evil sorcerers killed Liu Kang and sought to control the realms. But Onaga did Earthrealm's forces no favors. Instead of simply returning them to life, he also took over their minds and made them his slaves. Without any heroes remaining, all hope was lost. As Ermac traveled through Outworld, he encountered the soul of Liu Kang. Liu Kang was searching for allies that can help him free his friends from Onaga's control. Ermac took this as an opportunity to redeem himself from his past as Shao Kahn's weapon. In the final battles of Mortal Kombat Deception, Shujinko confronted and defeated Onaga, while Ermac worked alongside the spirit of Liu Kang to free his friends.
In an outer chamber of the Dragon King's throne room, Ermac did battle with Liu Kang's enslaved comrades. Ermac was more than a match for the 5 warriors, but their defeat was not his objective. Liu Kang materialized and one by one freed their souls while Ermac occupied the rest. Eventually, all 5 were awakened from their enchantment and freed from Onaga's control. Ermac was pleased that his warrior's skills could for once bring about a noble outcome. He sensed, however, that an ominous force still shaped the destiny of the realms. It was everywhere. He could feel its influence on Onaga, though the Dragon King was oblivious to its manipulation. Time was running out. Ermac feared the celebration of this latest victory would be short-lived.
The disturbance Ermac was sensing would result in Armageddon, the undoing of all the realms. Years of combat were stressing the fabric of reality between them, and the limit had been reached. The only way to keep everything from ending was by defeating the elemental creature Blaze and claim its power to alter reality. An army of light and an army of darkness gathered to fight for the right to challenge Blaze, and their forces clashed on the battlefield. During the events of Mortal Kombat Armageddon, Ermac joined the forces of light. In his non-canon Armageddon ending, Ermac defeated Blaze and used his abilities to become more powerful and numerous than ever.
Ermac wins.
The energy of Blaze shattered Ermac, separating him into the many warriors who comprised his being. Now each with his own physical form, the Ermacs are linked psychically and act according to their collective consciousness. No longer a mere fusion of warrior souls, Ermac has become an army.
In the canon version of events, Ermac was killed during the conflict, leaving only Raiden and Shao Kahn. Kahn had defeated Blaze and was prepared to destroy everything just before Raiden used his medallion to send a message to the past and create a new history, a way to prevent Shao Kahn from ever gaining ultimate power.
I tell, retrieve Oi Denazai.
He must win.
The message to the past was sent, warning Raiden's younger self with a cryptic phrase meant as a warning from the future. This new version of history, an altered timeline beginning at the start of Liu Kang's original victory over Shang Tsung, created many alterations in several combatants' lives. Ermac's origins remain the same, with the exception of his soul's origins. In the original timeline, Ermac was created from a vast number of Outworld souls. In this new history, it's clarified that Shao Kahn punished those that resisted when he took over the realm of Edenia. He tore their souls from their body and fused them together to create Ermac. The people that were once his Denyan enemies were now one of his single greatest weapons and slaves. In this version of history, Ermac participated in the tournament against Liu Kang on behalf of Shang Tsung and Outworld.
Combatants, I present this latest creation of Shao Kahn. He is many warriors, their souls fused into one being. Behold, Ermac!
Be wary, Liu Kang. He is unlike anything you have fought before.
I am ready.
We are many. You are one. We will destroy you. Kang wins.
Earthrealm will not fall into your master's hands.
Much to Shang Tsung's disappointment, Ermac was defeated, but it wouldn't be the only time he was unleashed on Earthrealm combatants. Eventually, Shang Tsung was defeated by Liu Kang, and just like in the original version of history, Shang Tsung convinced Shao Kahn to draw Earthrealm combatants into Outworld for a second tournament. While searching through Outworld, Sonya Blade and Jax came upon a soul chamber, where Ermac was recovering from his injuries, and they encountered Sub-Zero, who was looking for information on his brother's killer. But disturbing Ermac's regeneration process was a mistake that would cost Jax gravely.
That's where...
You have disturbed our regeneration process. Ermac. Gotcha!
Stay with me, Jax.
We will break you as well. Not if I break you first.
Sub-Zero instantly stepped in and was able to stop Ermac from causing any more damage. Jax's injuries were grave, but ultimately he'd survive with cybernetic armor placements. After Ermac fully recovered, he faced off against Johnny Cage in the final matches of the Outworld tournament and defeated him. Johnny Cage survived the fight, but he was eliminated from the tournament. In his non-canon Mortal Kombat 9 ending, Ermac turns against Shao Kahn, and a single personality became the dominant Ermac personality. The ex-king of Edenia and Kitana's true father, King Jared.
With Shao Kahn dead, Ermac was no longer bound to him. Anarchy erupted within Ermac as the many warrior souls that comprised his being struggled for dominance. Only one had the strength of will to quiet the chaos. The conflict resolved, Ermac returned to Outworld, determined to reunite with his past. Queen Sindel and Princess Kitana were shocked to learn the truth, that trapped among the many spirits within Ermac was their husband and father, King Jared. Though he would never be the Jared they once knew, Ermac would forever serve and protect his queen and the Edenian people.
In the canon version of events, just like the original timeline, Ermac never turned against Shao Kahn, but he did witness his loss against Liu Kang. Although Kahn was injured, he was healed with dark magic and began his invasion of Earthrealm in an attempt to take it by force. Ermac participated in the invasion and encountered Earthrealm SWAT officer Curtis Stryker.
Need medevac, current position. Cabal is down, 3rd degree burns.
Medevac unit routing to you.
What the?
Say again? Eagle 2, report.
The Emperor will have your soul.
Yeah, come and get it. I think I'll be keeping my soul.
He was defeated by Stryker, and as the tides turned against Shao Kahn's forces, the now cybernetic Sub-Zero also encountered Ermac while he was trying to rescue captured soldiers from Shao Kahn's forces. But Ermac's collection of souls couldn't stand against the power of the brand new Cyber Lin Kuei. In the end, with no defenders left, Shao Kahn was defeated by Raiden and destroyed by the Elder Gods, ending the events of Mortal Kombat 9. After Shao Kahn's destruction, Outworld fell into chaos as Mileena claimed his throne as ruler of Outworld. Empress Mileena's rule was chaotic and violent, and many Outworlders conspired against her. One of Shao Kahn's one-time generals, Kotal, began forming opposing groups and conspired to remove her from the throne. Eventually, Mileena discovered his betrayal, and Ermac accompanied her. He was loyal to whoever was ruler of Outworld, but without Shao Kahn, Ermac exercised his free will to decide who he would serve.
You will defend your Empress!
Our creator Shao Kahn is dead. We will serve whom we choose.
Baraka is dead. Your last ally has left you.
Take her away.
We would serve the new ruler of Outworld.
Then you serve Kotal Khan.
Ermac turned against Mileena and supported Kotal's bid for leadership of Outworld. Kotal became Kotal Khan, the new emperor of Outworld, and Mileena formed a rebellion to fight against him. Outworld was in a civil war, while Ermac remained loyally at his side. During the events of the Mortal Kombat X prequel comic, there is some inconsistency involving Ermac. During the story, Kotal's already Emperor, and Ermac is still at Mileena's side. Although timeline-wise, by this time, he would have betrayed her already. So his appearance in this comic should be considered non-canon at this point. During the final battle in the comic, Outworld Warlord Rico was being manipulated by the Cleric of Chaos Realm, Havoc, to become a blood god. In reality, it was a plot to gain the Amulet of Shinnok for himself. Once Havoc gained Shinnok's amulet, he tried energizing it with Ermac's many souls, but he was defeated when Hanzo Hasashi decapitated him. And while Ermac recovered, he expressed doubt in Mileena's ability to rule. Once again, details that must be non-canon. During the events of Mortal Kombat X, a while later, Mileena gained access to the Elder God of Death Shinnok's amulet and planned an assassination attempt on Kotal Khan. Ermac was one of his bodyguards and helped defend his emperor against an onslaught of Tarkatans loyal to Mileena. Thanks to his efforts, alongside the others, Mileena's forces were pushed away, and the Earthrealm Special Forces also infiltrated Outworld in order to investigate the claims of Mileena using Shinnok's amulet. Ermac and his team were also searching for the amulet and encountered the Special Forces squad led by Cassie Cage. Although they were on the same side, Ermac and his team falsely believed that the Earthrealmers were in league with the traitor Devora, who actually stole the amulet. And Kenshi's son Takeda, equipped with telekinetic abilities, got a taste of the constant chaos inside Ermac's body.
Let's see what's worth learning in there. So many minds trapped inside.
We exist to serve, bound by Shao Kahn's magic.
Chaos. The voices.
We are many. You are one. Your abilities fail before us.
I think I've had enough of Outworld.
Takeda was able to fight off Ermac and he returned to Earthrealm. Ermac and the others reported their failure to Kotal Khan, and they erroneously believed that Raiden was trying to steal Shinnok's amulet for himself. Devora had already transported it to Quan Chi in Earthrealm and freed the Elder God of Death. From there, Shinnok began corrupting Earthrealm's life force, the Jinsei, and Cassie Cage's Special Forces team was on the way to stop him. At the same time, Kotal Khan led an army into Earthrealm as a response to what he believed the true threat was, and Ermac accompanied him as one of his enforcers.
Hold that thought.
choice.
I've got Ermac.
You were spawn of Jackson Briggs.
And damn proud of it. I know what you did to him.
We took your father's arms. We will take all of you.
Jackie Briggs, the daughter of Jax, was able to avenge her father for the pain he experienced at the hands of Ermac. Suddenly, the Lin Kuei under Sub-Zero appeared and forced the Outworld army to return home. And Cassie Cage was able to take down Shinnok's ultimate form, ending the events of Mortal Kombat X. In his possibly canon ending, which perfectly explains why Ermac was missing from Mortal Kombat 11, the collection of souls was exploring Shao Kahn's fortress and fell victim to a great evil seeking to use his energy. Previously, Shao Kahn had killed Shang Tsung and gifted Sindel his power, and he was finally able to resurrect by attracting Ermac's curiosity.
Alone once more, Ermac searched the labyrinthine corridors of Shao Kahn's old fortress, searching for the source of a faint voice calling to him. Suddenly, a wisp of dust brushed his chest, wrenching free one of his many souls. The dust took the form of a man who began to consume soul after soul. As the weakened Ermac stared helplessly, he recognized the mysterious figure. The sorcerer Shang Tsung, returned from death.
During the events of Mortal Kombat 11, Ermac didn't participate in the main events of the story, but he does make cameo appearances in the Crypt Mode's pit as a ninja falling on spikes. In the story, Shinnok's mother Kronika, the Titan responsible for the flow of time, sought to create her perfect timeline after she discovered that Raiden removed her son's head and tortured him. She'd restarted history countless times in the past, reverting the universe back to its creation and tweaking its events to her desires until she was satisfied with her perfect timeline. But her responsibility and power drove her mad with an endless search for perfection. In the end, she was defeated, and the now living Shang Tsung sought to take control of her hourglass and become the new Titan of Time. This new universe would bend to his will, but by this time Liu Kang had become a fire god and confronted Shang Tsung in a final battle for the fate of the universe. After destroying Shang Tsung, Liu Kang began working on his new era, a new universe crafted in the hopes of promoting peace between the realms.
Having liberated the hourglass and become Keeper of Time, my next task was to restart history. Not beholden to past events, I was free to craft a new era. It was with humility and restraint that I approached this blank canvas. After careful preparation, I began work, painting over the darkness. After eons passed, I sketched out the realms. After eons more, I brushed them in with life.
Unknown to the people who were once his friend and allies in the previous timeline, Liu Kang restarted the history of the entire universe and wrote its new story among the infinity of the cosmos. In his new era, Outworld was a realm united with many different lands and many people living mostly at peace, under the rulership of Queen Sindel and her daughters Mileena and Kitana during the events of Mortal Kombat 1. Ermac was previously a being created from dark magic, twisted with evil and used to do the bidding of Shao Kahn. In the new era, Ermac didn't exist. Liu Kang never intended for his creation to happen again. He guided the history of the realms to ensure that the most dangerous threats of its past were stripped of their powers and destined to live meaningless, unremarkable lives. Shang Tsung was a powerless huckster selling fake medicines, Quan Chi spent his miserable days working the Outworld mines, and Shao Kahn was simply a general under Sindel's rule. No evil sorcerers or emperors were around to create Ermac. But that would change when a mysterious benefactor approached Quan Chi and Shang Tsung, revealing to them how they were robbed of their powers. The stranger taught them how to use dark magic, undoing the changes Liu Kang had made to ensure the safety of the realms. Earthrealmers and their Outworld allies discovered that Quan Chi was building equipment to draw out and harvest souls to power an army for his dark allies. When they were found, he created a new weapon to defend himself and follow his commands. This timeline's Ermac.
What dark magic is this?
We are Ermac, a collection of souls bound by Quan Chi's magic. We live to obey his commands. Kill them.
Siphoned his souls, and now has his power.
We are many. You are one. He will destroy you.
What's wrong with him?
Kombat must have weakened the magic that binds his souls together.
I'll find you.
In this timeline, Kenshi never befriended Ermac as a Special Forces agent, as in the original. Instead, he plunged his ancestral sword Sento into Ermac, a sword containing the souls of Kenshi's ancestors. The conflicting energy and sudden combat weakened the stability inside of Ermac, and the countless Outworld souls inside fought for control. Ermac was unable to continue fighting. Later on, after Ermac recovered, he encountered the Lin Kuei. Liu Kang sent Sub-Zero, Scorpion, and Smoke to go after Shang Tsung's headquarters, where he was trying to raise an army, and Ermac attempted to use his power to destroy Sub-Zero's arms, as he originally did to Jax in the previous history, but he underestimated the strength of Sub-Zero.
What is this? We are charged with defending the fortress. None will escape us. Test your might.
Ermac was still not stable. The collection of souls inside was struggling to maintain coordination between all of them to control the body, and one soul in particular was attempting to become the dominant one. In this new era, Kitana and Melina's father, King Jared, ruled Outworld, but he'd recently been murdered. His soul was one of the many inside the living forest that were absorbed into Ermac's being, and seeing his daughters again gave him the strength to rise up.
Stay behind me, princess. No. We fight together. We must leave. Quickly.
Melina, wait.
Father?
truly you?
Yes, Melina. This body was created from the living forest's souls. Mine was one of them. Your attack broke the spell that binds us. Now, I am in control.
Father!
You are Umgadi, but not Li Mei.
I replaced her after your death, Your Majesty. She left the Order rather than accept punishment.
Punishment? It was not her fault.
A discussion for another time, Father. We must go.
The Outworld royal family was reunited at last, and Liu Kang greeted his old friend. The happiness the royal family experienced from being complete, however, would be short-lived. The stranger that was manipulating Shang Tsung and Quan Chi behind the scenes revealed himself to be Shang Tsung. Another Shang Tsung. During the events of Mortal Kombat 11, when Liu Kang and Shang Tsung fought for control of Kronika's Hourglass, the battle released enough energy to cause a split in time. In one, Shang Tsung became the Titan of Time, and the other Liu Kang. Two realities existing alongside each other, and Shang Tsung brought dark minions of his own. Sindel's evil doppelganger injured her gravely, but thanks to King Jared inside Ermac, her soul was collected inside of him.
Of course.
Father, what did you do?
I collected your mother's soul. It resides within me. She is safe.
King Jared Ermac decided to help Liu Kang and the others stop the alternate Shang Tsung, and it was also discovered that the split in time branched into infinity. Every possibility was a reality somewhere. Every combatant had a reality where they became the Titan of Time. Multiple variants across a vast multiverse. During the final battle, both Liu Kang and Shang Tsung gathered a massive army from across all realities to stop Shang Tsung from destroying the others. And a version of Ermac participated in the final battle of Armageddon.
That so many souls live within you is extraordinary.
Yours will soon be among them.
After Shang Tsung's defeat, his reality collapsed, leaving the others to prosper, and King Jared Ermac chose to remain at his remaining family's side. Outworld needed new leadership with Sindel's death, and it was decided that Melina would rule as Empress. She was fair and just, but she had much to learn, and King Jared would stand by her side and counsel her as she needed. It was now his daughter's time to govern. But the souls inside Ermac were restless. Jared and Sindel struggled to maintain control, and the war within would continue.
Though he couldn't save my body, Jared had preserved my soul. Like him and countless others, I am now a part of Ermac. Yet ours is not a peaceful repose. The collected souls within Ermac have their own needs and agendas. Before we can speak as one, we must first reach consensus. I had thought, as the former rulers of Outworld, I and Jared would hold sway. But here we are, two souls among many thousands, fighting for the right to be heard. And if there is one thing we do well together, it is fight. We will win the right to govern Ermac as we once had governed Outworld. And we will rule for the benefit of all.
For a moment, Jared took control. We fixed the damage which had allowed him, and reimposed our collective will. But the damage went further than we thought. Without Quan Chi's aid, the spell which birthed us would fail. All of our souls would die. We freed the sorcerer from captivity. But after healing us, he betrayed us. He schemed to make us his slave once again. Combat was fierce, yet we persisted, finding strength in the unique abilities of our collected souls. Now we must decide our future path. Reconciling our desires will be difficult, but reconcile them we must. If not, we will be consumed by civil war.
And that is the current history of Ermac, the collection of souls struggling for dominance. What future role will he play in the new era? Will he finally come to an arrangement, an agreement with the other souls? Or will the struggle of identity continue forever? Let me know in the comment section which timeline gave you your favorite version of Ermac. I'll see you next time.